Agriculture actually is a vast resource of bio-based solution and understanding of a circular economy where nutrition and production goes in circles and are used and reused. And you use the land according to its capacity to carry and to be prosperous with different kind of vegetations or animals. But somehow we have lost this great learning experience, partly with this industrialized large-scale agriculture, where you import fertilizers, you use and import pesticides, you have a bigger units of production, be it plant-based or animal-based, you have very one-sided production, and you rarely take into account that kind of a natural circles anymore. So the agriculture has become a part of the industries, and it has been very linear in last years, and the common agricultural policy has been supporting this. Okay, I'm producing this year after year after year, and in a bigger and bigger scale, so that I can compete within the Europe with the Polish, within globally with the Americans or Latin Americans, and then of course globally with the Chinese productions. We need to step aside and think and look at very carefully. We need to learn the lessons what the nature can learn us, and the agriculture on its origin can learn us about bio-based economy. Agriculture is either a big part of the problem, increasing part of the problem, because we have more and more people in the world. We are using bigger and bigger amounts of the land area for food production, and bigger and bigger part of that in feed production for the animal feed. We are causing substantial climate emissions, chemicalization challenges, and then dietetic problems for consumers. But then again, if you think it correctly, actually what is called problem in the Baltic Sea, for example, and in our inland waters or sea waters, and what is emission, what is problem, is actually a very valuable resource. We know that especially phosphorus, but also other part of the nutrition chain and fertilizers are coming scarce in the future. So we are actually putting loads of expensive resources on the land, then getting about 17 to 20% on maximum on what it is actually meant to be growing something. And then the rest is leaked in our waters and called pollution on that side. Isn't that crazy? And that is the example of a wrong thinking. If the question and the method is wrong, you can't get the answer right either. But then again, let's think how it used to go and what are the capacities of the soil. And actually soil has a huge capacity, if it is not impoverished, to be a source of a carbon sequestration. It can bind the carbon from the air, and it can use it in fertile procedures in production. You need less fertilizers, probably and hopefully less chemicals. You are closer to nature, and you solve the problems of the climate change. And I'm very happy that you are on this seminar, and there you have the possibility to discuss the different kind of examples and models, how it could be done. But now I'm coming back to the common agricultural policy. If that is guiding us on wrong direction, and incentivizing wrong things and disincentivizing wrong things, we are in a bad place. So what we need is a strong message from all of you towards the decision makers that we need to take into account the climate change and the knowledge what we have already about the soils and lands and agriculture's biopotential, and put that on place in heart of the agricultural policy and regulation. Firstly, environmental regulation should be followed as a prerequisite on getting any subsidies in general. Then there should be more resources for experimentation, and there should be a special amount set aside for this kind of nutrition recycling in agriculture, sort of reinventing the wheel, how the nutrition can be in closed loops in agriculture and how you can benefit the carbon sequestration possibilities of the soil. You need to grade the common agricultural subsidies better in accordance on the benefit levels on combating climate change and preserving biodiversity and doing that kind of activities that enhance energy saving, sustainable energy production and circular economy. There we need all us to come together, people working for the environment in different fields, from environment in general to climate, biodiversity, the researchers that can prove and test what are the best technologies and what really are the results. And then of course, in the crux, the farmers and their experiments, their knowledge and their procedures. And send this to us, the politicians. And let's make policy makers this avant-garde of a change in the fields that are closest in history for nature and circular economy, but sometimes nowadays regarded as one of the most old-fashioned areas of the industries. I believe that is not the case. There's a seed of thinking, there's a seed of change, and there's the vast, huge potential what we can all benefit from and get better food, better income for the farmers, better economy, and combat environmental challenges and create better livelihoods and environments and ecosystems in the future.